Hi, I'm Karen McBride, the Web Services Librarian at the Des Plaines Public Library in Des Plaines, Illinois. In this short series of videos, you will learn tricks and tips to give a more professional quality to your digital video projects. Remember that the quality of your videos depends on many factors: the quality of your camera and related equipment, the type of software you will use to edit the footage, the amount of preparation you put into the project, and the talent of your actors and speakers. Sometimes spontaneity and a sense of capturing the moment are far more important than the quality of the finished product. But when you have the time and resources, you can make a very low cost but very high quality video. Let's talk about lighting and color. It's tempting to use a clean white wall like this as a backdrop, but it's usually a bad idea. Let's take a look at how a change of lighting, background, or even clothing can brighten up a scene and make a big difference. My office here has white walls and overhead fluorescent lighting, but it does also have a large window, and it's one of the few quiet places in the entire building. The other problem is I have a tendency to wear black almost every day of the week, which looks terrible against these white walls with the bright lights shining down at me. So you can see here how I look a little blah. So if I just move over in my office a few feet, let the natural sunlight come in on me and change into a jewel-toned jacket, it can really make a big difference. I might as well be in a completely different room at this point. I hate the way I look on camera, so let's look at somebody else. This is my coworker, Roberta. She's wearing a lovely beige jacket and was recorded in an all-white room with overhead fluorescent lighting, and the scene just doesn't do her any justice. So we did much better when we recorded Cheryl, who wore this lovely sapphire jewel-toned top, which really pops against the vibrant blue walls in our teen lounge. Just be careful that there's enough contrast between the two colors. The direction from which the light hits your subject is also very important. This scene, I have a fluorescent light overhead and light at the back of my head, but it ends up making me look a little gray. Here, on the other hand, I only have light from the window on one side of my face, and while it is a little bit more subtle than that super bright sunlight, it leaves one side of my face in the shadows. My office tends to look best at midday when it's flooded with natural sunlight and everything looks just rosy. So find the best times in your space. Don't forget, you can always adjust for lighting and color in the editing process if you have good software. Here's Roberta as she was with the bad lighting, and with just a few clicks, I can greatly improve the lighting levels and the color in this scene. With Holly in a pink shirt with yellow roses and a red table runner, she becomes just a little too rosy in this particular scene. So once again, we used some editing software to add light and to balance the color a little bit better. Spend some time analyzing the color temperature in your space. A warm color temperature means there are yellowish undertones, while a cool temperature indicates bluish undertones. The color temperature will vary depending on time of day and the amount of natural light or artificial light. A good camera will allow you to white balance to adjust for color temperature. Cameras often dislike patterns and strange textures. Look at all the trouble Bob's shirt is causing in this scene. In this scene, if only I had turned my coworkers around so that bright sunlight was shining on them and not creating a hideous glare in the background. Here, the bright light of a soda machine upstages my coworkers, and in this scene, a combination of overhead fluorescent lighting and bright sunlight through Venetian blinds made for an absolute disaster. Let's wrap up this first session about lighting and color. Here I am with a bright blue scarf setting off this light blue background. No drab blacks and grays, no bright white to confuse my camera. It can make even fluorescent lighting look pretty good. On the day of a video shoot, ask your on-camera personnel to bring several items of clothing. That way you can determine what colors look best with your camera and your lighting. If all the walls and backgrounds in your building or space are white, gray, beige, you might consider either investing in a photographer's backdrop if you can afford that. If not, just pick up some colorful fabric from a fabric store and put that up in the background behind your speakers. And here I am again in natural sunlight at a flattering angle to my face. No shadows, no bright light at the back of my head. Remember to try to learn the color temperature in your space and, if possible, white balance your camera. Even reasonably priced editing software should give you some one-click options to help you adjust for lighting and color. Avoid patterns, whether from a tweed jacket, a striped shirt, or Venetian blinds. Avoid letting a soda machine upstage your coworkers. In the YouTube description for this video, you will find helpful links that will give you more information on video lighting, color temperature, and dressing for the camera. Check them out, bookmark them, and you'll be on your way to more professional-looking video projects. Next up, we'll talk about storyboarding and plotting out your project so that you can really effectively tell your story.